The thru-hulls of a ship are very safety relevant, so we wanted to make absolutely sure that after all the hard work we put into Flying Coney, she won't sink because of a broken thru-hull.
The big task for this year is to get the hull fixed from the outside. We hope this could be achieved by good pressure wash and a little bit of paint. When we hauled out the boat, we discovered a very severe corrosion damage. So now we are facing a labor-extensive, very expensive and extended time in the shipyard.
Hello, it's so good to see you again. I'm Barbara and together with Daniel I restored this historic steel ship. Before we went to the shipyard and found out that our 2 weeks on the Hart would become an extended stay, we had some tasks planned for those 2 weeks. One was to remove all the thru-hulls except the one in the engine room for the wastewater. And finally the time has come to tackle this project. We have to remove a lot of unnecessary piping, decide which thru-hull we want to keep, and finally order and install a new seawater. After a very long time in Austria, we are now finally back at Flying Coney. And as you can see, she is still afloat and everything is just the way we left it. However, in Austria we bought a camper. And last time I promised you to tell you more about it in an upcoming video. Well, this is the upcoming video.
Right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn.
I know we are still a boat refit channel and not a van life channel. But before we start with proper boat stuff, I want to thank all our new supporters on Patreon and PayPal. Your support makes these videos and the whole refit possible. Thank you so much. And now let's bring you up to date.
So far, we ripped out all the interior from the saloon, underneath the aft cabin and in the forecastle, and removed a lot of dusty old cork insulation together with some frames. After that, the lads from the yard repaired the very big corrosion damage. And we called in an expert who discovered a very big hole. And while the shipyard was repairing this hole, we continued with massive destruction and removing a tank from hell. Eventually we started derusting the waterline and preparing the hull for painting. While doing so, we found another big hole and got rid of it by simply removing an overplating and setting our boat on fire. Then we removed even more rust at the stern, and to our very big surprise, the hull underneath it was in pristine condition. Finally, we finished this enormous task with a layer of 2-component primer. So what's up next?
We wanted to close off all thru-hulls except the one we need for wastewater. So we had to remove all the old pipes and valves in the engine room, so case could reach the no longer needed thru-hull and weld it shut. Okay, so what's the plan?
The easier way, I think.
We need to get to the screws down there. Okay. I think best cut that one first, because then we can go from that side. Yes. What do you think? Why is it smoking that much?
Oh. Paint.
I think I pick up the masks now. What do you think?
Kind of.
Oh, it's already gone. Or do you think it did consist of 2 blades?
Probably.
Okay, can you remove the other one like that as well?
I will have a look. A look.
A look, yeah.
Okay, goodbye.
Last time, we got a few comments that we do complain too much. First of all, in our opinion, it's not complaining. We just want to tell you how it really was. And not how we hoped it would have been. But let me explain. Overall, we really enjoy the Refit project. We settled on buying a project ship and we still do not regret it. Most of the time working on Flying Coney is great. You work for some hours and you immediately see the progress, the change, and you know you did a thing. However, we don't want to pretend that everything is fun and great. We want to show you the real thing, all the ups and downs of such a big Refit project. So we just tell you how it really was. Otherwise you might end up buying such a big Refit project yourself, because we made it look too easy. And we don't want to be responsible for that.
Should I try to lift it on my own?
Yep.
Do you think it's heavy?
No.
I don't think it's too heavy. But it seems like it's clean in place, I think. Yeah, but
Yeah, with the lever.
that way? Yeah. It's just one boat still rest.
Right.
Still one to go.
Yep.
I know we are a boat refit channel, so you might wonder why we talk about a camper. Well, for us, the camper makes a big difference for the whole refit project. We had a quite new Mercedes Vito because in the past, for sail racing, we traveled a lot with heavy trailers, so we needed a strong, reliable car. But the insurance and taxes for this car are very expensive, so we decided to sell it after we bought Flying Coney. However, we still need a car for the refit, just a less expensive one. So the plan was always to exchange the car for something cheaper. And since Flying Coney is more a building site than a ship at the moment, we thought the best idea would be to buy a car we could live in. So we switched our new Vito for this 30-year-old camper.
You are like gold dust over me, just like an angel set me free. Where are you now? Do you see?
So we bought the camper. And I know most of you will think of holidays when I say camper. But believe me, that's not why we bought one. Until now, we had to live on Flying Coney no matter what. Renting an apartment, especially here in the Netherlands, would be way too expensive for us. So throughout the whole shipyard time and until now, we basically lived on a building site. And I can tell you, that wasn't fun. No proper heating during the winter, just a very improvised galley. Recently our toilet broke and it's just a matter of time until the water pump gives up. All that meant we had to spend a lot of time fixing stuff we will rip out soon. So we really need a proper place to live in. And that's why we bought the camper. Not for holidays, it's simply that we can focus on refitting Flying Coney. The camper also will be a big benefit when it comes to volunteers. Right now we have no possibility to accommodate anyone aboard Flying Coney. But the camper has 5 sleeping places, so that's perfect whenever someone is crazy enough to visit us.
Don't need an answer, just need some space. Don't let me darken your front door.
But we are still in the middle of a refit. The next step is to decide which of these 2 thru-hulls in the engine room we want to keep and which one we have to close.
The sea valve here.
Yes.
And that one is the last remaining one.
And that's the one we want to keep.
This one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
But-
it looks strange for us.
Looks not solid.
Okay.
What do
Yes.
you think?
I understand.
I mean the flange is
Yeah.
on the outside.
Yeah.
Is that a normal way to do? How to exchange it? What different valves you have?
The normal way is like this.
Okay.
Put a flange over here
Yep.
and then a valve between it and a flange over here.
Okay.
So the question would be, I mean, I know you already closed off that one, but I think that one looks still quite fine. Could we use that one for the...
I mean we need
So,
one through.
Yeah, we can weld this close
Yeah.
and then remove it over here to this
Yeah.
one. That's possible, yes.
I mean you have closed that one, unfortunately.
Yeah, but we can cut it open again.
The big question was, which thru-hull should we keep? First, we wanted to keep the aft one because there the wastewater pipe was attached. However, we found out that it wasn't up to code, which is very important for us. So we had to find a solution.
Does that make more sense to reuse that one or to make that one new?
I would use this one because when we place here a new flange, we're welding here, and the nails here is gonna be warm, and they are going to be open.
Yeah.
Then we have to weld the nails also, and to weld this one closed
Yep.
is much farther away from the nails.
The biggest difference between welded chips and riveted chips is that on riveted chips like Flying Coney you have to be very careful with welding, because each time you introduce heat there is a high risk that some rivets open up. Luckily, all the lads in the shipyard have a lot of experience with old ships. In the end we decided to use the forward thru-hull and close off the other one with an inlay.
Okay.
While we wait for the insert to be made, let me tell you something. In the last video we tried something new and we focused more on how the refit felt for us. It was something new and we were not sure if you like it or not. But the reactions have blown us away. We got more than 5,000 likes, more than 500 comments and we almost hit 20,000 subscribers. But for me, it's not about the numbers. It's about you, the people. On YouTube, it's easy to forget that behind every click, there is a real human being. But the imagination of speaking in front of more than 50,000 people, it's fascinating and scary at the same time. To put it into perspective, it is 10 times more than the citizens of my hometown. I think during the last months, we grew a nice little community. A community of people who love those old steel ships just as much as we do. And I'm really happy about that, because after all, that's the main reason we want to share Flying Coney's restoration. To get in touch with other ship enthusiasts and maybe inspire others to live their own dreams. But I'm not saying go and buy your own 82-feet project ship. We've tried and it's not the best idea. But all joking aside, thank you for being here and taking part in this crazy adventure. Now that our first and only insert is installed, we have to wait for a new special Seawolf to arrive. So it's back to the camper. We drove from nice sunny warm Austria to the cold rainy windy Netherlands. And now Barbara shows you the camper.
Please come in, I want to show you the camper. Right here we have a decent sized galley. Over here is the head with a toilet and even a shower. Here we have a heating, and for its very compact size it offers a lot of space. We have 5 sleeping places, 2 up here, 2 over here and 1 here, and plenty of storage. So to sum up, we have a working kitchen, a toilet, heating and even a proper bed. So everything our 25-meter ship doesn't have. And now back to the refit. In our opinion, the Seawolves are one of the most safety-relevant parts of a ship, so we decided to take that one. It is suitable for commercial use and it is made out of a special material called ductile iron, and the inside is made out of seawater-resistant bronze. So it is a really high-quality Seawolf, and it is also serviceable. so we will have it for quite a while.
Is it always like that on ships? That things don't
fit?
Yes. Okay.
It's nothing new.
Like the boat was built for it. What are you measuring?
Oh, the bolts are 35 millimeters, and the space between the flange and where the thread ends is also 35 millimeters.
So if you hit the 35, it should be tight.
Yes. Or it's too long.
Spoiler, they fitted perfect. And now we have a new trusty Seawolf. So the last step is to open the Thru-Hull from the outside. We are really happy that we are finally back at Flying Coney. However, after some weeks in the camper, we took a look aboard and we decided that 6 months living on a floating building site was more than enough. So right now we live in the camper and we work on Flying Coney. And that makes everything so much more enjoyable. And since you are still here, I guess that means you really enjoy watching our videos. Then I have good news for you. Here you can subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our videos. I know it is a bit difficult to keep track because we don't have a fixed publishing schedule. But if you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell, YouTube will notify you each time we publish a new video. And the best thing about it, it is absolutely free. Thank you so much for watching and bon appétit!